Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly, uncomfortable, wondering why something that once felt so effortless has become such a daily struggle? If you have, please know you are not alone. Millions of people over 60 deal with this every single day, and most of them never say a word about it to anyone. They carry it in silence, assuming it is simply the price of getting older, something to endure without complaint. But here is the truth that changes everything. Your body is not broken. Your digestive system is not failing you. It is simply changing, quietly, gradually, in ways that are completely natural. And once you understand what is actually happening inside you, you will have everything you need to bring yourself back to comfort. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 common causes of constipation in seniors and safe, gentle ways to improve your digestion starting today. These are rooted in real physiological and emotional patterns that affect older adults in ways most people never fully explain. And I must tell you, the 5th reason is the one almost nobody talks about. It has nothing to do with what you eat or how much you drink. It is something far deeper. And once you hear it, you may finally understand something about your body that has quietly puzzled you for a very long time. Stay with me until the end, because that 5th reason may be the very answer you have been searching for without even knowing it. Reason 1. The natural slowing of your digestive muscles. The first reason is one of the most fundamental changes happening inside an aging body, a gentle, gradual slowing of the muscles that move food through your digestive system. When we are younger, the walls of our intestines contract in smooth, rhythmic waves, a process called peristalsis. These contractions are strong and frequent, pushing everything along with ease. But as we move through our 60s, 70s, and beyond, those contractions naturally become slower and a little less forceful. The body is conserving energy, adopting a more measured, deliberate pace. This is not your fault. This is not because you have been careless with your health. This is simply your digestive system adjusting its rhythm, just as so many other systems in your body have done over the years. Consider Walter, a 77-year-old retired postal worker who had spent 4 decades on his feet and prided himself on his health. He ate oatmeal every morning, walked every evening, and had never once worried about his digestion. Then, in his mid-70s, things began to change. He felt bloated and heavy after meals. Bathroom visits that had always been effortless became a source of daily frustration. Walter blamed himself. He tried cutting foods out, pushing himself to walk farther. Nothing worked. What he did not yet understand was that the smooth muscles of his colon had simply lost some of their youthful tone. His body was taking longer to move everything through, which meant more water was being absorbed from his waste along the way, leaving it harder, drier, and more difficult to pass. When he finally understood this, something shifted in him. Not in his colon, but in his chest. The frustration gave way to something gentler. He was not broken, he was simply changing. A short, unhurried walk after your largest meal of the day sends a warm signal through your entire digestive system to keep moving. Even 5 minutes tells your gut it is time to work. Light morning stretching activates the muscles along your core and nudges digestion forward. You do not need to push yourself hard. Your body is still doing its job. It simply needs a little more encouragement, a little more patience, and a little more care from you. Reason 2. The fading of your body's thirst. Signals, the second reason, is one of the quietest changes in the aging body and one of the most overlooked. It involves the way your brain and body communicate about water. Water is the great lubricant of your digestive system. It softens waste in your colon and keeps everything moving smoothly. Without enough of it, your colon pulls moisture from the food passing through, leaving everything compacted and difficult to release. But here is what changes as we age. The thirst mechanism in the brain becomes less sensitive. A younger person feels thirst clearly and often. Many people in their 70s and 80s can pass an entire morning without ever feeling the urge to drink. This is not neglect. It is biology. The signal has grown quieter. Think about Dorothy, a 76-year-old retired school teacher who filled her days with crossword puzzles and tending her small herb garden. Dorothy was careful about her health in every way she knew, but she almost never felt thirsty anymore. She would go from breakfast to lunch with barely a sip of anything, and her digestion had become persistently slow and uncomfortable. And she assumed her body simply did not need as much water as it once had. She was wrong. Her body needed it just as much. But the signal that once reminded her had faded almost to silence. Her life changed when she made one single decision. She stopped waiting to feel thirsty. She placed a small glass of water beside her crossword book every morning. She kept herbal tea beside her while she tended her herbs. Within 10 days, her digestion had softened and settled in a way that months of other remedies had not achieved. Not through medicine, through the quiet, steady gift of water. You do not need to drink overwhelming quantities all at once. You simply need to drink before you feel the need, because the signal that once reminded you may no longer arrive in time. A warm cup of herbal tea when you wake, a glass of water with every meal, soft. Hydrating foods, cucumbers, ripe melon, pears, grapes, woven gently through your day. These are not prescriptions. They are daily acts of kindness toward a body that has carried you faithfully through every decade of your life. If you are still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Your support means everything to us. Now let us keep going. Reason 3. The hidden digestive impact of daily medications. The third reason catches many seniors by surprise because it arrives disguised as something meant to help them. It is the quiet, rarely discussed effect that many common daily medications have on the digestive system. Blood pressure medications, heart medications, to calcium supplements, iron tablets, certain pain relievers, sleep aids. These medications do important, sometimes life-saving work, but many of them also slow the movement of the colon, reduce fluid in the digestive tract, or interfere with the nerve signals that keep waste moving forward. This side effect is real, it is common, and it is almost never mentioned at the pharmacy counter. If you have been doing everything thoughtfully, eating well, staying active, drinking your water, and you are still struggling every day, please hear this clearly. It may not be anything you are doing wrong. The answer may be sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet. Harold was a 73-year-old retired accountant, meticulous by nature, who kept a notebook of everything he ate and drank. When his doctor prescribed a new medication to manage his blood pressure, Harold took it faithfully every morning and continued all his healthy habits without change. Within 3 weeks, he was experiencing constipation so severe it left him in real distress. He went back through his notebook, convinced he had missed something. He had missed nothing. The culprit was the calcium channel blocker on his bathroom shelf, doing excellent work for his heart while quietly slowing the nerve activity that kept his colon moving. Harold did not stop his medication. That would have been far more dangerous than the discomfort. Instead, he brought his concern to his doctor with specificity and without embarrassment. A gentle magnesium supplement and a small adjustment to when he took his pill brought his digestion back to balance within 2 weeks. You have every right to bring this conversation to your healthcare provider. There are almost always gentle adjustments available. A supportive supplement, a change in timing, a small dosage refinement that can restore your comfort without compromising the protection your medication provides. You do not have to choose between your heart and your colon. You simply need the right conversation with someone who knows your body. Reason 4. choosing the wrong kind of fiber for an aging gut. The fourth reason involves advice that nearly every person over 60 has received at some point. Advice that is well-intentioned, widely repeated, and for many seniors, entirely the wrong approach. The advice is this: eat more fiber. And while that is not untrue, it is dangerously incomplete for an aging digestive system. But because there are two kinds of fiber, and choosing the wrong one does not just fail to help, it can make everything considerably worse. Insoluble fiber, found in wheat bran, raw carrots, tough vegetable skins, and many high-fiber cereals, adds bulk to waste. In a young, fast-moving gut with plenty of fluid, that bulk helps push things along. But in an older, slower colon that is already a little dry, adding more bulk without lubrication is like adding more cars to a traffic jam. The weight increases, the movement does not. Soluble fiber is entirely different. Found in oatmeal, soft-cooked apples, ripe pears, sweet potatoes, and beans, it absorbs water and becomes a gentle, slippery gel that moves through the digestive tract with ease, carrying everything smoothly along with it. And this is the fiber an aging gut responds to with something close to relief. Evelyn was an 80-year-old retired librarian who had always read carefully about her health. When constipation became persistent, she researched and found article after article recommending high-fiber foods. She bought bran cereal, raw vegetable sticks, and whole-grain crackers. She ate them every day with great discipline. Her constipation did not improve. It became dramatically worse. She felt bloated, heavy, and quietly defeated. Not because she had done anything wrong, but because the advice she followed was designed for a different kind of body than hers. When a neighbor suggested warm oatmeal with a soft-baked pear, Evelyn was skeptical. The change seemed far too simple. But within 4 days, her digestion had shifted in a way that weeks of bran cereal had never managed. Warm, soft, hydrating foods are not a compromise. They are wisdom. Letting go of nutritional advice designed for younger bodies and listening to what your own body actually responds to. That is one of the most loving and intelligent things you can do for yourself. If you are still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you are here. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Your support means everything to us. Now let us keep going. Reason 5, the unspoken, emotional weight your gut is carrying. And now we arrive at the 5th reason, the one I promised you at the beginning, the one that has nothing to do with food, water, or medication. The one that lives not in your stomach, but in your heart. Your gut and your brain are connected by an extraordinary network of nerves that runs the entire length of your digestive tract. Scientists call it the second brain because it responds to emotional states with the same sensitivity as the mind itself. When you feel safe and at peace, this second brain relaxes and everything flows freely. When you carry quiet anxiety, unspoken grief, or the deep, wordless sadness that can come from watching your life change in ways you never fully prepared for, this second brain tightens. And when it tightens, so does everything else. This is not weakness. This is not imagination. This is your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting you. When your brain senses a threat, even an emotional one, it slows digestion to redirect energy toward survival. Your colon holds on. Your body holds on, physically mirroring what your heart has not yet been ready to release. Lillian was a 74-year-old woman who had lived in the same house for 42 years. She had raised her children there, tended her rose garden there, built the entire architecture of her daily life within those familiar walls. When her daughter gently suggested it was time to move somewhere smaller and safer, Lillian agreed with grace. She packed without complaint, smiled through every farewell, and told everyone she was looking forward to a fresh start. But inside, something was quietly breaking. Within 6 weeks of moving, Lillian developed constipation so persistent it resisted every remedy she tried. A doctor reviewed everything: her diet, her hydration, her medications. All reasonable, all in order. It was a young nurse sitting beside Lillian at the end of the appointment who asked the question that changed everything. She did not ask what Lillian was eating. She asked how Lillian was feeling. And Lillian, who had not shed a single tear through the entire move, began to weep. She wept for her rose garden. She wept for the bedroom where her children had been small. She wept for herself. And the nurse sat quietly beside her and simply let her. In the weeks that followed, Lillian began taking 10 slow, deep breaths each morning, with one hand resting gently on her stomach. She began keeping a small journal, not long entries, just whatever was present in her heart that day. She allowed herself to grieve her old home without calling it self-pity, and gradually her digestion began to release. Her gut had been holding what her heart had not yet been ready to let go. When she finally gave herself permission to feel her loss, her body followed. If you have been carrying something quietly, a grief, a worry, a transition you handled with such composed dignity that nobody around you ever knew how much it cost, please hear this gently. Your body knows. Your gut tightens like a clenched fist when it is holding your emotions. And the most healing thing you can offer it is not another supplement or another dietary change. It is simply permission to unclench, to breathe, to feel, to let go. Take a slow, deep breath right now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your belly soften. Just breathe. We have walked through 5 of the most common and most misunderstood causes of constipation in seniors. At the natural slowing of your digestive muscles. Not a failure, but a rhythm your body has chosen with age. The fading of your thirst signals and the quiet power of drinking water before you feel the need. The hidden digestive impact of daily medications and the simple, honest conversation that can restore your balance. The difference between harsh fiber that works against your aging gut and warm, soothing, soluble fiber that works with it. And finally, the cause that lives not in the stomach, but in the soul. The unspoken grief and quiet anxiety your body holds faithfully in your colon until you find the courage to let it move through you. Longevity is not merely about extending the number of days you live. It is about ensuring that those days are filled with lightness, ease, and genuine joy. The freedom to kneel beside your grandchildren and put a puzzle together on the floor, to walk through a garden in the morning light, to sit with old friends and laugh until your sides ache. Your current discomfort does not have to be your permanent reality. Your body is still listening to you. It is waiting for the small, loving signals that tell it you are paying attention and that you care. Pick just one thing from today. Just one. Place a glass of water on your nightstand tonight. Swap your morning cereal for a warm bowl of oatmeal. Take 10 quiet breaths after breakfast and ask yourself honestly how your heart is feeling, not just your body. Call your doctor about a medication you have been quietly suspecting. Whatever you choose it gently. Trust that your body will feel the difference and respond with the quiet, a faithful gratitude it has always shown you when you give it what it truly needs. Thank you for being here today. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to bring it into your routine. Your words matter here. Your experience matters here. And if this video brought you comfort or clarity, please share it with someone who might be quietly struggling with the same things. That one share may bring more relief to someone than they have words to ask for. Like this video if it helped you. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new conversation. Take good, tender care of yourself. We will see you in the next one. Everything shared in this video is general wellness information for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Every person's health situation is unique. If you are experiencing persistent or severe digestive symptoms, please speak with your own physician or healthcare provider before making any changes to your routine.